Hey, what's up? You're here again, and so am I. Elric Ferris here once again on the Motherboards.org YouTube channel, bringing you unboxing fans yet another unboxing. Today we've got something from ASRock. ASRock is a subsidiary of Asus. So if you people out there know that company, this is a subsidiary of theirs. These guys focus on more of the mainstream stuff. They have a little bit better pricing on some stuff, but they're still competitive. So today we're going to take a look at the Z68 Extreme. This is off the new Intel Z68 chipset, which features all kinds of new stuff, including Intel's Smart Response technology, where you guys saw a video here the other day. So right now, let's check out what comes in the box of this new motherboard. Pop the cap. I don't really know too much about the specific features that ASRock has of yet. I'll learn all those for you guys before I do the video. I know some of you guys like talk some major crap, man. You guys say I stumble on my words. I'm reading a script. I've never read a script in my life, guys. I stumble on my words because, hey, it's hard to remember everything that you're doing here. That's why I say if you can do better, go out and try it. It ain't easy. So let's start out right here. We're going to start with the contents on top. Start out right off the bat. We have the rear I/O. I'm going to go ahead and set that down here. In fact, I'll just go ahead and set everything out on the table here. That way you guys can see it all on the table. I'm going to break it down. Here's a little user's manual. Here's a little thing on the ASRock technology. Gigabyte used a thing called XHD. These guys have some other stuff, and they have their XFast USB, which is a little breakout box for the USB 3.0. Got some instructions right there for that. Pop that down the table as well. Then we have the actual driver's installation disc. Go ahead and pop the cap down. And let's see here. Got a little plastic baggie here. Let me find what's in it. I'll sit it on the table so you guys can see it. I don't know what it is. Bring it out down here. A little nice locked baggie here with something in here. All right. Alrighty then. This is the SLI little bridge. Set that there. Then we have a couple of standard Molex to your SATA. We have a little old school cable here. Then we have the speaker cable for your speakers or headphone, whatever you want to use it for. Then we have two more SATA cables. These specifically say geared for SATA 6 gigabit on them, so they are the new SATA 3 standard. Got a couple of those. We also have the breakout USB 3.0 box. Shuffle stuff around here so you guys can see it. We have another additional bracket here. I'm sure there's something this goes to. It looks like it goes to this in case I want to use this internally, and that's probably what it is. And then I got a couple more things in here as far as this goes. I actually have the full-on user's manual. I'm just going to go ahead and set it on top of this stuff. Getting a little run out of room here. And then there's actually, let's see here. What is this thing? Let me open it up and show you guys. All right. This is actually the review guide. So they're going to help me out. They actually give me a reviewer guide which shows some stuff. So I'll read it through all this stuff so I can bring you guys the review when I do it. Probably what has anything to do with the unboxing because this won't be when anybody else gets it. So, but that's basically all the stuff that we got there. There's a little instructions about here about installing an OS on a hard drive larger than 2 terabyte. As most people know, you either have to have a card or you have to have one of the new EFI BIOSes. So I'm just going to go ahead and I will get this stuff out of the way here, and I'll pull the motherboard itself out so we can start looking at it. Just give me a second here, people. So I can clean this little area up. Just dump it back in here and worry about straightening it out later. For now, I'll just get it out of the way though. All right. Onward we fly. Whoa! All right then. I love when I drop stuff and make noises and bang and crush everything. It's always fun. All right. So, wow, this motherboard's really light. I gotta say that right off the bat. Woo, this thing's light. All right. Kind of semi-new board smell. Not the best in the world, but it smells pretty good. All right, we got a lot of stuff right here. It says designed in Type A. Right here. So I guess that means they designed this thing in Type A. Just take a look at the front of the board right here. You can see they do have a nice little cooling solution right here and right here, covering up most of the major components. They have low ferrite choke, Japanese parts. They have THX sound. The board also supports AMD or ATI Crossfire. On the board here it says ATI. My producer's now corrected me and waved his hands at me crazily twice, telling me that I'm out of my mind, but it does say ITI on the board, so he's asked me to call you out over there at ASRock and say, hey, it's AMD now. They've actually changed the name, so gear up, folks. Otherwise, I guess I'll look like a fool. All right, so moving on the board, we can see that right here, we have 3 of the 16X slots. Now, these slots will be 16 if you run them by themselves. If you run them, they'll be 16, 8, 4, like most boards. You also have 2 of your standard PCI slots, and then I can't really see here, then there's 2 of your PCI 1X slots. Also, something to note, a lot of the new cards that fit into these slots, people call them, they ask me about them, they'll actually fit in these slots as well. So you don't have to actually use those new components in here. You can use them in these slots as well. Pretty good stuff here. So, up here on top, we have 2 connections for the fan headers. Most motherboards only have 1. There's 2 here. That gives you a good option of using a rear fan or a normal fan on here. Pretty good space. We have 1 8-port power connector right here. Then we have the 24 power over here. All in all, pretty decent board layout. Down at the bottom, we have the little thing right here. The numbers pop up on this. They tell you if there's a problem on your board. You know, it says either your memory's bad or this is bad or you're having a problem. And then also, we're going to flip it around. Something's pretty cool. A lot of people do overclocking and onboard testing and appreciate these features. You have both a reset and start button right here. And, all right, this just tells the chipset. Then we're going to flip the board around. We have 2 of the SATA 3 ports and then 2 of the SATA 2 ports on here. So altogether, you get 8 SATA ports. 4 of them are for the new SATA 3. 4 of them are for the SATA 2. I think that's really about it about the board. Pretty well laid out. Just flip it around, show you guys the rear I/O. Let me take a look here. Rear I/O is good. The Z68 motherboard does have all the onboard embedded graphics stuff on them. Some of the motherboards don't. This one does. You get your standard old school legacy keyboard port here. It's not a keyboard mouse port either. Purple designates it as being keyboard alone. Now maybe this is a combo port. I'll see in the manual, but if so, it should be split both half colors, green and purple. Then above that, we get your first thing of your USB 2.0 ports. Then we get your DVI and your standard VGA. And then also over here, you get both connectors. This is kind of really interesting. You get DisplayPort and HDMI out on this motherboard. Now, that's really cool because a lot of people are going to say, oh, hey, I'm a gamer. But even if you're a gamer and you've got a high-end video card in here, a lot of the stuff in these new motherboard technologies, and with the new Z68 in particular, means that you can switch between the onboard and the other. So you could like have this thing hooked up to your TV, running as your TV for all your games, and you could bot back onto a little tiny monitor at a desktop if you have the cable link to do it, and still use that computer for your business needs or even for watching movies. So pretty cool stuff. Moving along, we have over here, we have some combination ports of eSATA, and then we have a powered eSATA. Then we have 2 of the USB 3.0 ports. We have 1 slot for the LAN, and then finally at the back here, we have the stuff for the audio. Now, this has a port right here for the SPDIF, but I do not see a coaxial on here whatsoever. And you'll also notice right here, I don't know if you can really get in here, but right here, this is actually another restart button. So if basically like, you know, you've got the board inside the thing, it's probably for the clear CMOS. That's usually what these are, but this will allow you to boot your board back up again. So basically that's this. You guys seen the board. I'll flip it around so you guys see the back real quick. But this is everything that comes in the new ASRock Z68 Extreme Motherboard. This was the unboxing. Look for the full review in the next coming few days.